What's going on YouTube? Daniel back here for another video for the channel. If you are new here, my name is Daniel and I help people with reaching their peak energy, vitality, and getting the most confidence possible through nutrition for high performing individuals. So, the title, as you can see from this video, could be controversial. I'm going to share my experience as to why I stopped trusting doctors after about the age of 22. I was diagnosed with psoriasis at about 21, 22, and essentially I did what anyone rational person would go and do, and basically went to a dermatologist. Obviously, they're not a full-fledged doctor, but they're kind of healthcare practitioner, you could say, and essentially I got my first taste as to the industry more or less beforehand. I guess had a lot of faith in doctors. I had a brief stint of like mental health issues, so I was kind of depending a lot on antidepressants, and thankfully this whole psoriasis thing that got me off those. So I touched a bit on that on the previous video, but essentially I was pretty confident that I saw the doctor that was attending me at the time before I got the psoriasis. He was pretty honest in terms of his practice and what he was doing. But as soon as I went to a dermatologist and got the biopsy and got psoriasis, the first thing I did before checking any kind of natural causes or cures was just give me 3 or 4 medications, give me the bill, and be like, more or less, you're fucked, and here's what you do. So this is your life. So here's a medication. I guess more or less, I'll see you when you come back, because obviously, if as you do may or may not know, your body does become immune to many different medications, especially with the ones they were giving me, which was like steroid creams, which is the one that obviously would become my body would be more tolerable to that after a while and be more immune. But there was like a bunch of medication for like inflammation, for itching, which is caused by inflammation. But yeah, basically like 3 or 4 medications, I forget, but I remember one was steroid cream. But anyways, the point is, when I got that basically treatment by the practitioner, and kind of just like, you're screwed. Here's, this is your best choice. I just kind of like that moment. Kind of, I remember it was like kind of a butterfly effect in terms of, just deciding that this is not going to be my life. A lot of people kind of just take the slip and like, oh yeah, this guy knows best. Like, he's got years in the experience, years in the industry. But then after that, I just realized that, like, yeah, they don't care. Not all of them don't care, but many don't care, just because they have the option of just kind of giving you the band-aid as opposed to going for the root cause. So what I did was more or less just dive right into, I guess you could say, looking behind the curtain, because before then, like I said, I was kind of just in the general vicinity of just trusting, like, what society tells you, trusting the food pyramid, trusting all the lies that were kind of being told beforehand, like, oh, salt is bad, the food pyramid is the way to eat. So there's so many different, like, lies and hidden truths that are basically hid from the public, just because of how the food industry is actually a monopoly, like anybody in the business, and money does talk. So a lot of basically messages are sent out from companies that want to profit off certain things, and essentially this is something I did not know. I dug more into it, obviously, once I got the treatment that I did, and obviously get more into the healthcare, you can say, industry. But essentially, this is something that just basically turned me off doctors completely. So after that, I went more on the natural path side, I would say. I think I've seen one or two natural paths since then. But essentially, any visit I see to go to see the doctor is mainly just for blood work. Any advice he gives me on, like, psoriasis, if I ever have like a flare up or something like that, and he sees me with it, any advice he'll give me on, like, oh, you should be, it's one ear, one in one ear out the other. I don't pay any attention to it, because, like I said, doctors, especially doctors, are basically following the notion of general knowledge of food, which is very, very poor, and most of them probably still believe the food pyramid is something that is legitimate and it gives you good health. So yeah, doctors, many of them, especially in the West, which is something I've found, originally my family's from South America, so if you go back there, especially in Ecuador, my mom is from, um, there's so many different doctors that approach health with nutrition first, or how there are like natural ways to heal first. But in the West, it's kind of like they have obviously the business behind medicine, so they kind of just use that, um, and just kind of rely on that and kind of just give the power to the medicine, as opposed to like taking some accountability and deciding that, hey, I want to treat my patients this way. Um, Food is medicine, and it must be tied to this somehow. At least check. Like most don't even check. They're just like, okay. I remember one doctor that I was with beforehand. He kind of just, that's kind of what kind of led to, I guess, that ultimate ultimatum of like, kind of fuck doctors. But he was the one that I had after the good one, and he kind of just give me medication. I would go in and just give me medication. He would never like ask about like, what are your like, what's your diet like, what's your lifestyle like. So this is something that just turned me off completely after that. So that was like the lead up to the dermatologist visit, and after that I was just like, okay, these guys don't care. So, anyways, that's my personal experience. I'd love to know more about yours. Like I'm realizing as I go about, social media and stuff like that, a lot of people are losing more and more faith in the healthcare industry, especially if you're a bit more, I guess woke and awake to what's happening. But yeah, we'd love to know basically your situation, or any experience you've had with a doctor that kind of just turned you off. If you are watching the video, um, and have had something like that. If not, then be prepared for something that could happen. It's very likely that if you're in a situation where you're trying to heal, then you'll probably go to a doctor, get an opinion, and then realize it's not the best opinion, and won't actually get the results you want. So, anyways, if you need help with this, like I said, I help people with unlocking their nutrition and what I've used over the past 7 to 8 years with my psoriasis, to help reverse it and live drug free. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. You can also connect with me on Instagram. I'll put it in the description below. It's the same as my YouTube, and we'll have to speak with you and connect, and definitely help you out, and just get you through this phase that you're going through. But anyways, all the best of luck, and yeah, keep killing it.